recording.
Good evening, everyone. It is October 14th, 2025. This is the Clay Township Board meeting. All members are present, along with guest Fire Chief Doug Wheeler and special guest Erin Campbell. She is the Wayne County Emergency Communications. And we'll call the meeting to order. Would you like to start with her first?
Yes, please, let's go ahead and get her done so she doesn't have to sit through everything.
Thank you. We're friends now. All right, ready for me?
We don't have snacks or anything.
I don't think that you should ever have a meeting without snacks.
I know.
We have candy.
Where?
Truck bay.
You gotta go all the way down there.
Down there with that bag.
So as he said, I'm Erin Campbell, I'm the director of the Wayne County 911 Center. And I just came to talk to you about the interlocal agreement between the county and Greens Fork Fire and Clay Township Fire. Hopefully this isn't the first time that you've heard about this project. Hopefully your fire chief has been kind of communicating this project with you. But as a brief history, bring everybody up to speed, the project for the radios came about because of ARPA funds and HELP funds from government. We had those funds to spend, and the commissioners held several citizen-driven meetings and brought up during those meetings multiple times for the poor VHF coverage with fire departments in the county. So that's how we got a big chunk of the money, was because of citizens talking about the poor radio coverage. In Section 8 of the contract, which you all have a copy of, it talks about this history a little bit more. But the county can't install this new radio system without the end user being able to use it. And an 800 megahertz radio is extremely expensive, and we knew that. And we knew that the communities wouldn't have the funds to buy those radios and pagers and stuff. So basically, we made the decision, the county made the decision that they would buy the end user equipment and then transfer the ownership over to the governing entities. So you guys can look at this if you like. This is just a copy of what you're, what you guys are receiving. So you guys are receiving 6 dash-mounted mobile radios, 4 dual-band portable radios, 11 single-band portable radios, and then 27 pagers. And you can see down there at the bottom what that estimated value of all that equipment is. That's about $85,080.62. So we knew going into this that it would be a big chunk of change for entities to fork out. So let me see here. I have the interlocal agreement, and so under what we really just need to talk about is under Section B, the terms of the interlocal agreement. Under subsection 6, it's the obligations of the township. So the township is going to assume ownership of the radio devices listed in that Exhibit A that I gave you, and shall solely be responsible for their maintenance, repair, replacement, and replacement parts. So that's batteries and antennas, those sorts of things. The township shall not change or alter the programming templates of the radio equipment devices. These gentlemen that have used radios, not to discount you ladies, but they know what a programming template is, and so those are, you agree to not change or alter those because they're set up specifically for our county. Yeah, so it's for like interoperability. That's why they're built out that way. The township acknowledges that the software updates, encryption keys, firmware updates, and hardware modifications may be periodically required by the radio equipment devices manufacturers or IPSC, which is the Integrated Public Safety Commission, or the county, to maintain capability with the county's emergency services. So the township agrees to implement such updates in a timely manner as provided or recommended by the manufacturer or Integrated Public Safety Commission. You guys will. Last time. Any costs associated with those upgrades shall be the responsibility of the township. And then the county shall make available all documents in its possession related to the equipment and devices, including the equipment specifications and all warranty information. The township shall not transfer, loan, or lease or otherwise convey the radio equipment devices to any third party without prior written consent of the county. So just can't handle those out willy-nilly. And then the township shall maintain an inventory of all radio equipment devices that it receives under this agreement, including the serial numbers and the assignment records. And then that should be made available to the county or IPSC upon request. So that's kind of the meat and potatoes of it. There is no financial obligation from the township or the county right now. This is just a simple transfer of ownership of these devices listed here on this exhibit.
Typically, how often do those updates have to be, approximately? I know you can't be that.
Have you ever had to? So a lot of times it's kind of like at the end user's discretion, for lack of better terms. Like if they decided they wanted to have encryption, which is like so that the public can't hear a radio. So that's then you would pay to do that. But it does happen. But I think the last time that happened was when they. You were probably teaching.
Well, the county's paying for it.
They were. Yeah, they paid for the P25 grade or whatever that was. Yep.
Who has to do the repair? Who is going to be your repair?
We're not specifying who it is. They're
How
coming.
many people were?
No, so I think, these all came from different folks, depending on the bid. So like, Gary Green got part of the bid and J&K got part of the bid. But there is no specification on who you have to use to repair or update your radios.
Are all the departments, the program the same?
For
As far as the channels and stuff, so if I pick up a Centerville radio, it's gonna be the same as.
That is the idea, is that they're all the same. So if your radio goes dead and you're in the middle of a structure fire, you can grab anybody, and it still works just as you were trained.
Okay.
Yep. And there is a training component to this. We're going to train the users and that sort of thing, because it is a big, it's a big learning curve. It's good, but there'll be a learning curve on it.
You know the VHF's gonna go away.
Did you say if it's going to go away or when? There's no timeline.
Okay.
It's, we're probably not going to maintain all three, but we'll maintain the one at Centerville as a backup should the system go down,
Okay.
at least for a little bit. But there's no hard, fast end date on that.
So is Richmond changing over there, or are they staying on it?
They'll stay on there because they have their own system there, and they're going to stay on VHF at least for now. I've heard kind of discussion that they may at some point go to 800, but again, huge chunk of change. They were involved in this project at the very beginning and bowed out and said we're not interested in switching over.
So you're switching something. See, I don't know.
Yeah, so they're on like a VHF radio system right now, and it's antiquated equipment, and it uses old copper telephone lines to operate and stuff. It's just not very reliable. The state system is much more reliable, much more robust, and we'll fix some of our communication. It should fix.
So when are these usually available?
So we just finished the templates and stuff, and we've got a few that we're testing. So they'll be coming as soon as they're programmed and that sort of thing. And training is received, because that's a big component of it, is that we want them to be able, we don't want to send them into a structure fire and them not have any idea how to use it, if they need help. So we'll train them beforehand. There's no go-live date, but we do anticipate probably after the first year, shortly thereafter maybe. We had to build 2 towers completely from the ground up.
Oh, really?
It wasn't just radios and purchasing those we bought. We built 2 towers, one in the northeast corner of the county and one in Centerville, to help handle this project.
So in my son's yard.
You have to have an antenna in your side?
At the tower.
An 800 tower?
Well, you could have been.
Oh, yeah, we looked at existing infrastructure to see if anything was.
300 foot.
Oh.
It's an internet tower for Greensport.
Oh. Greensport has internet now?
Yeah.
We are.
That's one of the main reasons I left, I didn't have any internet.
We do now. Good.
Yeah, Scott Lee started it.
Mhm.
Out of Oklahoma Springs.
Yeah, Alan worked for him for a little bit.
Yeah, and then,
You
maybe this
you have
particular one.
questions?
No, we asked a question.
I think so. I'm assuming this is something, what, you say you don't want to get the radios till like the first year, it won't be active till the first of the year.
Yeah, they'll probably come out, it'll probably all happen very closely together. We don't have any training dates or anything, but they won't hand out the radios until folks are trained on them. So it'll, because this is basically the end of October, right? So, I mean, they have a set of a hard fast date, but I would say that the end of the year or beginning of next, they'll all kind of flow together.
Because I'm assuming we would need to put these on capital assets.
No, we're not buying them.
Not that they're being here or possession. I'll have to figure that one out.
Well, my question was going to be, does the county require us to have insurance on it?
It'd be up to us, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And so if, I mean, I don't, if it was me and I would run a Reganville, I would just call every township.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question.
They'll, so maybe somebody.
Right, that's what I do with everything.
That's what we do. Just call our neighbors and say, how do you do this?
So this is like the estimated replacement cost of this?
That's, what do you mean replacement cost? That's the estimated value of what you're getting. So, for lack of better terms, what we saved the township by buying this equipment. I would say that the replacement cost would be more because the price goes up.
Instead of buying 200, we're only buying one.
But you're not gonna have to, if one of them goes bad, you're not gonna have to replace them all. You just replace one at a time.
Yep, and that would be your responsibility to do. Yep.
You're probably looking at more pager replacement, you know, everything
Yeah.
else.
Sure.
Because and the chief can probably talk, the numbers came about because of what the chief requested. He was interviewed by the, he had a meeting with the, with Barry Ritter, and he decided like what he thought would work for his department. So like the dash mount mobile radios, that was a request somewhere in that number is what he requested. And then the single band portable radios, those go by the NFPA standard for seat count. Some, and not every department's getting the same thing. So like, Centerville is getting less. They had just bought some of their own, so they didn't need as many. And some didn't want any mobile radios at all. So it really was just what the chief wanted, and then we tried to meet them in the middle.
Okay.
They need 2 copies signed, and then once the commissioners and the council sign it, they'll ship you off a signed copy to have for your records. And I'm happy to give you an unsigned copy if you just want to look over it sometime in your.
Okay, I don't think we need a motion for this, right? We're just gonna sign and that's it, right? Yep.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's one copy. Second one. And then I do have copies of it, if you guys just want to.
Over here.
That's the non-signed copy, that way you'll know where you're.
Because I may need a copy of the signed copy to upload because it's a contract, right?
Yes, and they'll, as soon as, they get everybody to sign it,
Yeah.
we'll ship you off a, Barry will make sure that you guys get a signed copy for your records. Pass it around here. I don't know.
Because I have to upload all contracts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pass those along. So where the next, the signed copy we're gonna get, who is it gonna go to, how is it gonna get it?
Who planned the meeting? You planned the meeting with Barry?
Oh, no, you didn't.
You did? Well, I assume that he'll probably send it to you or get with you to get an email address or whatever.
Yeah, make sure I get it, because I'll have to upload it. And if all our contracts not uploaded, we don't get our money.
Excuse me.
All right. That was painless. Thank you all for your time.
Please.
Thanks for bringing that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I was happy to.
It's always good, so, Township and the fire department.
We're excited to get it
The
going.
reception and radio, it's been a bonus. That's been a big complaint for the last year.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're aware of those.
Complaints and
Yeah, it got worse when they narrowed it or whatever. Now it's just.
Thanks again.
Yep, it's good to see you.
And I see my son down there, so take care.
We do, we'll just, we'll harass you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, have a good night. Thank you.
This is new,
This is new.
a new car.
We do this stuff.
insurance.
Okay.
We're going to the 9:23 minutes. I will read them over. Present were Liz Hartman, Jane Bickleman, Cheryl Peacock, Mary Lynn Coffey, and Doug Wheeler, Fire Chief. Called to order, we read and approved the 9:02 minutes. We had a public hearing and discussion of the capital improvements plan. There were no public questions or discussions. The board was provided a copy of our plan, and each item was gone over and discussed. We discussed the reason for the fire fund, capital improvements amount being adjusted from the amounts we had discussed at our previous meeting. And Jan Rickleman made a motion to adopt, and Cheryl Peacock seconded it, and it was signed and approved by all board members. We had a public hearing and discussion about additional appropriations for the purchase of rescue. An agreement for $75,000 has been tentatively reached with the seller of the rescue rig, and the department wishes to purchase. Discussion of additional items that will need to be done after the purchase, such as tires, lettering, and brackets was discussed. Payment is requested to be made by bank transfer. The rig is currently out of state and will need to be driven back. Discussion of insurance needs and timelines. There was no public input or questions. A motion was made to adopt the resolution to use $80,000 from the Q fund for additional appropriations to purchase the vehicle. It was seconded by Jan, and all members voted to approve and sign. We had a public hearing discussion about the 2026 proposed budget. There were no public people in attendance. The board was provided with copies of the budget proposals and rates. Discussion about the mowing coming out of Park and Township Fund due to mowing of the ball field and the firehouse being separate. We discussed that the clothing allowance for the firefighters was increased and was included in that budget, and that the deputy trustee salary would be included since we are looking for a person to fill that position if we can find one. The meeting was adjourned at 7:45, and that are the minutes. If everyone wants to sign the minutes or have questions, 2 copies, one for her, one for me.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Got a motion on the floor.
I second.
Got a second. All those in favor of accepting the motion for the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Motion carried, the minutes are approved.
She didn't say that, did she? I told her no.
While you're putting your initials, put your initials for August and September financials that you did get them, I found them. Were there any questions on the September financials that I just recently did? That's just certifying that you saw the financials for August and September.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
You did do September.
Oh.
Here's your copy. Try to keep everything straight. I will. Everyone wants to look, this top one is September disbursements, what we spent. You want just the checks I've written, it's not the whole financials, the rest I emailed. But it's here if you want to see it. Those are previous months. Look at it and see. That's what we spent this month. A lot of money.
Lots of money.
Previous.
Those are all previous, the front one's September.
So you got the new rescue unit?
Yeah.
Had trouble getting it here?
Maybe we're up and turning.
You didn't go with me?
They didn't last year. I'm going,
He's gone.
I'm going the other way.
Oh, no.
Questions or concerns with what we've spent so far? The checks that have been written anyway. Okay, did everyone get the invoices for the insurance, just so you had your information? I believe I did, I mailed them to everybody. I think I mailed them to everybody. So were there any questions on that? The total was $23,672. And then we had the additional 3404 for the new rescue. So, whatever that added up to, I don't have it on this page, is what I just sent them a check for not long ago. So any questions or concerns on that?
That should be more than not charged.
And we had 24,000 put aside for insurance. We spent 23,672 of it, so we've got a couple hundred.
The radios are figuring that out.
So, okay, no questions on that. I did get it on our capital assets policy, it's on here. And the depreciation, I depreciated it for 10 years, because that's where I thought since it was 20, you guys said hopefully 10, and hopefully more. But we depreciate that 7,500 a year, it will depreciate. So it's on the schedule, I just wanted to share that with everyone.
We have 1 year left on the old one, right? Is that right? Or just till the first year here?
Let me see.
Yeah, is that on the webpage?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
The 99 Ford Rescue, is that the one you're talking about? It depreciates next year, it's the end of it, it depreciates fully. It depreciates 4,966 next year and it's done. If you want to look at that, see what's done. This is our depreciation schedule.
So does that limit what we can do with it?
I don't believe so. We just have, this has to do with our budget and stuff. I have put all this in and I do our budget and our annual and I do stuff. It all has to be in there. So, has to do with something, don't ask me.
Okay.
I don't understand all this. the workshop. You want to talk about the workshop? All right. I do have funds in the township. I can pay for both of your, if you both want to go. We talked about, this is what we're talking about. You want to see it? And they both expressed an interest in attending. You get lunch. $300. But if that's what everybody decides, I can get you guys registered and get that paid. And then as I get more and more information, but a lot of it was on that I shared with you. But you guys wanted to tell me that they can what they do.
I've read it, so, yeah.
Okay.
I thought I printed it out, and I didn't.
You're interested in going to it?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to
No,
know.
that might go, so. Somebody else wants to go, but.
I think you two would be the smart ones to go. I mean, that's why I said, do you guys want to go?
I think we need to, just so we kind of
Get that
see what's happening, you know?
So,
Yeah, they'll keep you, tell you what's going on at state.
Yeah.
so,
Well, especially since there's mandatory reporting requirements.
okay, so,
And hopefully they'll let us know what to look for next year coming down the pipe, and I'm sure there's gonna be more.
Mhm.
so I will get that registration going, get that paid.
Say anything else, I said.
It's Westfield.
Oh, that's just, that's true.
18880 Northeast Street, Westfield, Indiana, IMMI Conference Center. So we want 2 slots, okay. I will get that done and let you know. Just wanted to check, I did attend a workshop thing, a virtual workshop thing, that a lawyer, a guy was just talking about requirements. And I just wanted, I printed this off, Indiana Fire Service required to submit semi-annual reports beginning of July of this year. Were you aware of that, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Do you want the flyer on that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I might just kind of.
And it is tied to all of our stuff too. It's another one of those things that you need to do it.
Yes.
They gotta have ammunition. And then they wanna do it at the fire department.
Yeah.
All the requirements are just gonna get more and more and more and more.
Mhm.
For everything.
They're doing it to like our, our research. We've got 2 more classes that we have to take in 2 years and we can't research.
Do you want to see?
Get it done. Windows.
That's saying, you know.
And if there's any issue, I can't do that, I won't have the information on that. So, just be aware but it will be tied to all of our other stuff, so they have to do it, so.
You've been talking to the other chiefs about that at all, then? About the reporting and stuff? What's the general consensus, just do it, huh?
The number half.
Okay.
It has to be reported to the fire marshal, is what I said. Twice a year, semi-annually. So. All right, any questions on any of that? Then one other thing I will go over before we get to the budget, speaking of all the stuff they're gonna be putting on, stuff, one thing to just put in your head, coming, that this guy talked about, he was talking about all the new requirements, and one of them that they're putting on townships is we must have a 6 at the end of next year, so we got a year. we have to have a cybersecurity and a tech policy in place for our one computer that we own. So just put that thought in our heads that that's going to be a requirement in here.
So, 2027 it has to be up and running.
It will be due in 2027, yes. So just know it's going to keep coming. I still don't have a Shreve's invoice. We will have to, Jamie Fagan is supposed to be getting me a copy of the Harrison. I've reminded him like 3 times to get me a copy of the Harrison fire contract, because he has the one he just changed the dates. We're not changing the contract, we're just changing the dates. I'm hoping to have it to sign at our December meeting. But just be aware we're working on that. Anything else before we go to budget? That anybody has? All right. This is my copy. So everyone can see of the proposed 2026 budget. We have everything on it. You need to see. For each fund and the tax rate. The assistance fund shows 0 tax rate because I did not fund the assistance fund from taxes this year. I put that money at a different place because we had enough cash reserves to fund that, because we had like 24,000 in our assistance cash reserves. Now that can be changed next year, but this year it worked. I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't think we need to keep accumulating cash reserves in our assistance fund, that it could be used elsewhere.
That's a proprietary way now.
Yeah. So, I did not fund it this year through taxes.
Can I mark on this?
Huh?
Can I mark on this?
I will need at least one of these signed, but yes, you can mark on one of them, so. Because this is what I'll have to submit if we adopt this, so. Any other questions as far as of what I'm looking at, what our totals are gonna be? I do not think. I don't think, I believe we can have a way higher tax rate than we have. I believe you can have a 0.4 is what we can be.
I have one question. On the township assistance, we're not budgeting any of it. So if you need money from that, you don't have to do it, you're going to ask for it.
We have 24,000 in the cash reserve part of it. We just took that 6,200 out of it. We didn't fund, I didn't fund it with, I have, what they give me, 17, I have to find it on another piece of paper. I had just under 18,000 that I had to designate between the township general fund, the Parks and Recreation, and the assistance. I had just under 18,000 when I had my meeting with the DLGF. It had always been like 6,000 to the assistance, 10,000 to township, and another 1,500 or whatever went to Parks and Recreation. I took the assistance money and did not fund it. We would just take that out of our cash
I
reserves.
understand that, so you'll have to ask for it.
Which is just next year when I have my budget meeting, I'll just change how I distribute it. When he asked me, how do you want to take this money, we just changed it. It's changed every year.
Okay.
Last year, I just did it how Becky did it, because I had no idea.
All right.
Okay? So last year, I said, just leave it how it is. I had talked to several other trustees, Jamie Fagan and Dan Hollenberg, and they're like, well, we didn't fund this because from the tax money, and I learned you could do that.
I think Dan was just wanting to make sure that if we need the money, the funding, we could just
You don't have to do an appropriation for it, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll have the same 6,200 in there to spend on, and then if I need more than that, which this year so far, I'm sure I will when heating
If you go
season
over that,
comes.
then you have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Last year, I think I spent, what, a little over 3,000 in
I
assistance?
just didn't know that budget will roll into the next year. I didn't know that 6,200 will roll over to the next year.
It accumulates as cash reserves.
Okay, so when it goes in the cash reserve, you have to ask for it, like an additional, like we've been doing on the fire fund.
Not if we put it in our budget.
Okay, well,
I think what you're trying to say is if you use the whole $6,200, will you have to do an appropriation, is that what you're saying? If you use all that money that's in that?
well, what I'm saying is, since we're not budgeting it.
We won't lose, we still get that I get, like I say, when I have the meeting with him, there's X amount that I choose how it's distributed,
Okay.
okay? That amount's gonna be there next year, I just choose how to distribute it.
Okay, all right.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's still a budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's still whatever fund, tax dollars it's coming from. It's just every year you decide where does it need to go, okay? And then, like I say, he had more than I say, the first year I used 3,000, I think. This year, so far, I haven't spent any assistance money, but I'm sure heating fuel will come in, because I had quite a few of that last year. But I never, I'd say 3,000, Becky said, usually it was 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. She said she used to do 8, but she quit doing 8, because, we need to get to that. But yes, the tax money will still be there next year.
Okay.
I'll just have to meet with DLGF, which I do every year, and say, hey, let's put it here or there, and we'll see where that need is when we do that next summer. So, because that's what I said, now, I made sure when I was talking to DLGF and when I talked to the trustees, now this can change every year, right? And they're like, yes, that changes every year. You decide that based on what your needs are. Okay, so any other questions that I can try to answer? So that's what we will have to spend if everything goes through. For each fund, that's what we will have to spend. 3,500 of our rainy day, which I have set aside for, like if a computer breaks, my computer breaks, or if we need that kind of stuff. I set that aside, which we have never appropriated the rainy day for, but that's one of those funds that we lose money if it's not appropriated. So that was a good place to put that kind of stuff, if we needed that, appropriate for that. And then we don't have to do additional appropriations for the township general. I believe what Becky had for the last umpteen years was 19,000, I think.
I'm not sure.
But the insurance, part of the insurance has gone into that. I've kind of split the insurance between the fire fund and the township fund. And it's not getting any cheaper, so I had to make sure I put enough in there. I think I put 14,000 from each of us in there to make sure we're covered for insurance. The assistance, I increased to 6,200 from 6, simply because I put 200 in there for forms, but I do not, which I paid for this year, and I don't think I'll need any more, because I haven't used very many, and they're coming with packs of 50. So, I think we're good for a few years, but I put it in there just to get the forms. The fire has been 59.5, if it's 70,005 this year. And I'm not appropriating anything from the Cume fund again, because I really don't know that we have enough in there to do much with right now until we accumulate it again. I think it's around 20 grand right now that's going to be in there, 24 or something like that. The rec fund increased a little bit too, just to cover it. I've got to get a new contract with him for mowing, and I'm sure it'll go up too. And that kind of stuff. The utilities will probably, the light bill will go up that I pay out of that. So, that's where we're at. You guys can vote on it. I can answer any more questions.
Any questions or discussions on that?
I don't think I have any. Doug, is there any concern?
Anybody want to see the Form 1 where everything's broken down?
Okay.
That's the Form 1, if anybody wants broken down.
We need a motion.
And you can't vote, I don't know if you have to abstain or you
I
just
think I have
vote.
to abstain.
I make a motion to accept the budget as read.
So we've got a motion to adopt the
I
budget.
second it.
Second's been made. All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. Motion carried.
Did you check the box? See?
Wow, that was scary, wasn't it?
That'd be your fault.
So I just need to put abstain in there.
I would assume, unless you want to just check aye and at least we have it, I don't know which way is the best way.
Two votes saying yes,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Don't miss that little box. Getting bread on that for a whole year and a half.
Okay, I've got 5 days to submit all that. And I think that should be it. Our next meeting is December what? 9th. And then we will have to schedule a meeting early in January, like the first week of January. We do not have that scheduled, but we do have to have an organizational meeting the first week of January.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get it scheduled on the books now.
That would be great. I didn't bring my calendar, but that would be great. At that meeting, we have to elect officers and get that in place for the officers. I will pay at that meeting instead of December because I can't pay in December. It has to begin at the end of December. So I'll have all the checks and all that stuff at that meeting and get that.
So that answers your question on the payment, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So the January meeting, is there a certain time frame that we have to have that by or anything?
It is, and I didn't.
January the 6th is Tuesday, January the 13th, 20th, and 27th. So 6, 13, 20, 27.
You call it an organizational meeting, is that what you said?
So that's clothing allowance stuff, not the.
I probably could do the clothing, but I can't do it for that January, it'd have to be towards the end of December. But pay, they're really kind of strict on,
You
it's gotta
can use
be,
that money for Christmas.
yeah, it's gotta be done. I will try to get it before Christmas. I'll check and make sure I can, and I mean, nobody yelled at me doing it.
They did it for years.
So.
They did everything for her. She's not January.
The township's January organizational meeting is typically held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday.
Well, then January 6th, right?
First Monday would be the 5th. And it's held after the first,
The first Tuesday after the first
so
Monday.
it'd be the 6th.
Okay.
Fine by me. Clothing. before Christmas. Then you'll have to get me that list within the next, like, November, but
Yeah,
in November
that's not a
sometime.
problem.
And then January 6th, it'll be our organizational meeting. Is that what we said, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or concerns?
I don't have any. Jan, do you have anything?
So make a motion to close.
Cheryl?
I'm good.
Okay. Doug? You good? Okay. Got a motion on the floor to close the meeting tonight. Second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Abstain? That
We had to do that. Did we always do that?
meeting is
We always do
adjourned.
that to close the meeting?
Yeah, we had a motion to close.
These are insurance cards I printed off. Do you want those for your vehicle? I think this is the